Turn off my TV.
My TV, my deck. Oh, Brian, don't forget to turn off the Xbox.
Yep, I just did it.
All right. I can hear the Xbox noises.
Yeah, so watching The Bear.
Oh, the comedy show?
Yeah, totally.
The noted comedy, The Bear.
Yeah.
Comedy
Actually, from what
award-winning show, The Bear.
From what I remember hearing, because I still haven't watched it, I will someday. But I remember hearing season 1 is actually pretty funny.
No, it isn't. It's not a comedy at all.
But they won the comedy Emmys. It has to be a comedy.
You know what I think it was? I was like, they were like, well, we want to give this thing awards, but it's not going to win the drama one. So
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But that's bullshit, right? For all the people who actually made comedies.
Well,
Yeah.
all the award shows are bullshit anyway. None of them
That's true.
matter.
Speaking of bullshit shows, did you hear last week's episode?
Nope. Well, I
Aw.
wanted to keep my everything a secret.
Okay,
Load
well,
up.
after this, go back and listen to it for the intro music I made.
Okay, well, send me that intro music too, by the way.
Yeah, I will. And I was gonna get drops of all of our names, and I was like, this will be perfect. There's finally an Andy, right? And there was a Nick who won, so I can get a cool like Nick soundbite out of Jeff. So I was like, great, this is gonna be awesome. Except then I realized there's never been a Brian.
That's funny.
There's never been a single Brian in the 47 seasons of Survivor.
Has there
True.
been?
Did you look it up?
I did look it up.
Has there been a Ryan?
That doesn't.
Yeah,
No, it does
probably.
not count.
No. Because if there's been a Ryan, you take that and then you take the B sound from like Brad or something, so it'll be like Brian.
That's a little janky for me.
Well, you wanted to do it.
Oh no! I must have been looking in the wrong place. There have been a couple Brians. Brian Heidick in Survivor Thailand. There's a Brian in Guatemala. Brian Corridon. Yeah. Oh,
There's
the
a
winner.
Nick almost every season.
The winner of Thailand was Brian. Oh my god, I'm a terrible Survivor fan. Did I even
I could
watch
have sworn
Thailand?
there was a winner. That's what I thought.
What's
Thailand
season 5?
Yeah.
So I will have watched that one. I just apparently don't remember it at all.
Well, to be fair,
That was a while ago too.
they've been to Thailand so many times that it kind of all blends together. It's not like these really unique Fiji seasons.
Also, that was legit 22 years ago now. So
Yeah. Somebody born when that season happened can now drink,
yeah.
but they can't rent a car.
Yeah, fuck
You
them.
say
Fuck
that,
you, Tyler.
But I still remember the first season like really well.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it was
no,
the first. The first I can get, but like, what do you remember about season 6?
Well, I mean, I watched.
Nothing at all.
I didn't watch for a long time. I think the first one that I really watched was Guatemala.
Guatemala.
Yeah, I watched it with my mom because it was a show that I liked, but I was working and I didn't have time to watch it. So when she got a DVR, she would record it, and then I would just go to her place on Sundays, and we would just catch up on watching TV.
Yeah, I think I didn't even really
It
get
was
into
nice.
it until All Stars, I want to say. Yeah, Pearl Island. Pearl Island was Queen's first win, and I don't think I saw that one.
I saw. Sorry, I forgot. I saw All Star.
Yeah, All Stars was what, 8? Yeah, 8.
7, actually. 7.
I've seen every goddamn episode, and I don't remember 90% of them.
Hey, congratulations! You've seen as many episodes as Hunter from last season.
Also, your fandom's not insane. If you remembered all of them, I'd be a little worried. Oh man, see, I'm scrolling down the page though, and I'm getting to like the 16 to 20 era and seeing Sugar, Bob Crowley, Tyson, Debbie, Coach. I'm like, yeah, this is the good stuff.
Yeah, that's the golden age.
Yeah, this is awesome. Heroes and villains, hell yeah.
Yeah, before it became systematized. Like when we get into it, and I realize you're recording now, but when we get into it, I'll mention the systematization and how one I kind of realized that Andy is the new version of an old character that they don't recruit anymore purposefully. But
Mm.
anyway, welcome to Outwit Outplay Outcast, the Baldur's Gate 3 podcast on the Night of Living Geeks Network, where we're going to be talking about probably Act 3 quite a lot. It's very, very long. So I just defeated Cazador on my Tactician game. It's
Oh,
funny how trivial the fight is with Blood of Lathander.
yeah.
It's great. I love that. Yeah. Although I don't have anyone who can really like. So since I killed basically all of the companions, I only have Shadowheart and two
Hirelings.
hirelings. Yeah, so I was like, I wonder what's gonna happen here. But yeah, he somehow resurrects a zombie Astarian for the ritual, which was
Huh.
very funny. Yeah.
You think you could just get another
All right.
spawn?
No, that's too hard. He's only got 7,000 of them in the kennels. I don't know. He needs some specific ones or something. I like the game a lot. I realize there's a lot of lore to it that I'm just not gonna interact with. Like I
Yeah.
don't care why Kazor had to use those specific seven or whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's
But
a deep hole. The game has a lot of deep holes.
yeah, and
Man,
I don't care.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Y'all fucking have like every goddamn character memorized and everything they do. You always bring guys up, and I have no fucking idea who that is.
Yeah, well, let's just call. I mean, look, the way that I play any of these games is I explore every nook and every cranny, and that's basically all there is to it. It's like, oh, there's a quest to do. All right, I'm gonna go do that quest. I don't leave anything for behind or for the swim home.
Yeah, I gotta get my full value out of this game.
Yeah, I'm almost at 500 hours.
I think I'm catching up to you rapidly, by the way.
Well, especially because like I stopped to play some other games between some of the patches, so you know,
Yeah, I'm at
yeah.
like 150. So
I think my first game was 150 hours, especially because I didn't know what I was like. The great thing now is that that first game is the one where you are going to like you shouldn't look at anything, just do it right and make
Hmm.
the choices as they come natural. And then after that, it's like, all right, what did I miss? What do I want to do better? Blah blah blah, whatever that sort of thing. So I only missed a handful of things in that first playthrough. I realized because, like I said, I will poke every single corner and look at every single thing and read all the books and do all that kind of stuff. Just because that's like Andy said, I will get my money from this game, and I have. So yeah,
Yeah, and I'm at the point where like I finished that first playthrough. I did just like you did yours, right? Like just kind of do it and let the decisions be what they are, and don't look stuff up and get to the end. But now I'm like at the end and I beat the game and I was like, fuck, I missed these like 2 or 3 achievements that I probably could have gotten, but to get them now requires a full playthrough. Like I can't just reload from a past save. I've got to like start over.
that's all right.
So
I mean, it is fun to just do a whole new game.
yeah, for
And
sure.
besides, we have in our multiplayer game, you can get some of the there's documents. I couldn't find the documents folder, and we can get some of those achievements, like the ones for beating certain bosses without doing stuff, that sort of thing. So we'll get them. We'll get
Yeah.
them. Anyway, no, we're not really here to talk about Baldur's Gate, one of the game of the year for 2024. We're actually here to talk about Survivor, season 47, episode number 1, one glorious and perfect episode, which some of those words apply. I'm going to do a very brief summary on account of, at this point, first episodes follow a pretty familiar formula. You know, one tribe wins the reward. There's an opportunity for supplies for the loser. Everyone is kumbaya. People prematurely look for idols. One tribe loses immunity. Someone is voted out, and the drama is if it's the smart move or the dumb move, and it's usually kind of dumb. So, if unless anyone wants to say anything, I'll just jump right into it.
Do it.
All right. Jeff greets 18 new players with remarkably fewer tattoos than the average season and makes his pitch about why Community deserves 6 seasons in a movie. Gata, in yellow, wins the reward challenge and gets to build a nice camp, while Tuku, blue, and Lavo, red, will have to lose a player to earn supplies. Aisha has an early lead but gets lost in the overgrowth, while TK Kool-Aid mans his way through the tree line to claim victory for Tuku. Aisha tells the truth to her tribe. Gata seems to get along with one another, while John and Andy manage to be on the outside. John is older and a famous, while Andy is frankly not cut out for the game. Annika lifts a log and smashes Sam in the nuts, which would have been an apt metaphor for this episode had it been John, but alas. They get a fire going when Miss Delaware 2018 brings pride to the Blue Hen State. On Tuku, folks are damn near suicidal and blatantly take their lives into their hands when they jump into TK's victorious arms, which just happen to be holding a machete. Don't jump into machete-holding man's arms. Muscle Mom Sue makes friends with everyone on Tuku. Gabe gets the Beware advantage and presses his luck for a 3-council idol, but burns his goodwill with TK by acting like he's dumb. Teeny seems to be the linchpin on Lavo, and frankly, not much else happens on this beach aside from Rome finding the Beware advantage, but not yet opening the first box. So little happened here that during Immunity I learned they actually have a player named Saul. Lastly, Lavo has the immunity on cruise control and takes first place on a landslide. Tuku edges out Gata, so now they gotta go to council. But not before Andy has a meltdown in front of everyone and paints a target so large on his back that Kristen Wiig is doing the commercials for it. John goes all pod save Andy and steals that target for himself by pitching Annika instead of going for the obvious route of Andy. But don't worry, judging from recent seasons, they'll be back at Tribal again in next episode, and Andy will be gone. So when...
More like judging from recent seasons, they're going to let him stay there 5 or 6 more episodes before they get rid of him.
Yeah, it's going to be Banu or Q.
God damn, it's going to be one of these. It's going to be the Andy show for several more episodes.
like, here's what I'll say. I mean, remember episode 1, if not last season, and the one before that, we saw Emily and we're just like, oh god. And then she had that nice little reversal and got better. So I'm praying Andy gets better. I don't think he will, which also means I'm pretty sure that they're just not going to want to put up with it. The reason I think that was a dumb move, though, to be more specific, is at the Tribal Challenge when he's like, I gave it my all, I gave it everything I had, whatever. Like, all right, you gave all you had, and you crapped out and we lost. Everyone else here also gave everything they had and continued. Like, I think that had they gotten rid of Andy, it just would have been a smart move overall. Like, forget the meltdown, right? Like, let's forget that. Let's forget the whole, nobody noticed that I opened a coconut. Let's just focus on the challenge itself, where it's like, he gave up. Like, okay, yeah, sure, it's diagnosed as heat stroke, so it is a medical thing. But even at that, everyone else was out there, everyone else was doing it, and they didn't collapse.
Yeah, who was it? It was Sierra or Annika. One of the women was like, he says, oh, he was at 100%. He's not, he's only at 80% now. He's not at 100. And they were like, you're fucking not ever going to be at 100% out here.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not going to be a thing that happens. So, like, if at 80% you're doing this, that's a problem.
Yeah. It's, you start the game on day 1, you're at 100%, and then it only goes down.
Yeah.
You never get enough sleep. You never get enough food. Unless you're, who was it? Oh man, somebody put on weight because they got so many reward challenges. But aside from them, you never sleep enough. You never eat enough. And you're always exerting yourself. You will never feel as good as you did 5 minutes ago. Like, that's the funny thing if you think about it. It's 26 straight days of the worst day of your life.
And also the best day of your life because of the friends you made along. So, like, I think it was Sam. What bugs me is all of the narratives that come up repeatedly, right? Like, Sam saying, I think John is playing too hard. but Andy is strong and he can help us win,
And,
and they're talking about strength, but it's like, okay, the first opening challenge, your tribe was far behind. You don't have strength, right?
yeah,
Getting rid of a weak person's not going to make you stronger. That's not how that works. But you won the opening challenge because you fucking nailed the puzzle, right?
yeah,
So, like, you're not a brawn tribe, right? Like, TK's got Tuku has the former NFL player, Lavo has Soul, who is fucking yoked, even though he's older. Like, you're not the brawn tribe. And
yeah,
that's fine. We've talked so much how that doesn't matter. And I think smart players of the game know strength matters to get you to, like, you got to, you can't capsize your boat repeatedly or you're just not going to be able to catch up. But, like, the reality is what matters is the puzzle, right? You got to be able to do the puzzle. And Andy doesn't help on the puzzle. So it doesn't matter whether or not he's strong.
yeah. What I
47. This is the 47th fucking time. No one has figured out we have to keep the tribe strong is the wrong fucking answer yet. It's wrong every single fucking time. And they just keep trying to do it. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Your girl on your team, Annika, pointed it out. She was like, no, I don't know about that. I don't know if he even is that strong. She was like, is Andy really that strong? Is he really going to be helpful? Because, like, if he's our strong guy, he passed out.
yeah. Like, that dedication is great, again. But, like I said, that dedication, if that is the most you can do and everyone can do more, then that's your cap, right? Like, those other people have untapped potential, untapped reserves. I don't know.
Or Andy gave it 110% and collapsed, where the other people gave it 100%, right? Like, maybe he did put in genuinely more effort than everybody else, right?
Yeah.
But okay,
you
but
keep
like
saying that he didn't collapse. He laid down. He was perfectly
No.
fine. He was just freaking out because of losing.
No.
He was fine.
All of that aside, he's saying he did that. That is then a problem with resource allocation. Like, you've got to pull that shit back. Like, he's got to figure out how to not do that next challenge because he cannot be passing out it's a problem. However you want to color it.
Yeah.
Well, what did I mean though? He didn't reach his limit. He was just being ridiculous about losing.
No. Well, there was that, but he was actually factually diagnosed with heat stroke, which
was he? Show me where they diagnosed him with heat stroke. They came and gave him stuff to cool off. They didn't say you have.
They mentioned it, and
first of all, it would be heat exhaustion. If it was heat stroke, they would have pulled him. But
okay, well, he had heat exhaustion. That's the like. Okay.
After the merge, he'll merge with Lavo, where the ER doctor is, and we'll finally get a diagnosis, Brian. Until then, we're gonna assume
he won't make it that far. Because what I was gonna say, or what I mentioned earlier about the rehashing of the new version of an old character, is that Andy is the new spin on the not here to make friends guy. Like, they don't cast villains anymore who you like deliberately try and piss people off, and for good reason. I'm glad they don't do that. But what they do now is they get somebody who's awkward and then gets all up in their head and spirals and is like, and then convinces themselves that they're gonna lose because nobody likes them, and then they start acting in ways to make nobody like them. Like, for me, I knew when he said in his little confessional, John opened his coconut and everyone was really excited, but I opened mine and no one said anything. They all hate me. It's like, that's what you're putting out there, and of course no one's gonna wanna talk to you at that rate. And so it's just like, yeah. So that's the thing is, they don't cast a villain anymore, but so there's nobody who's being aggressive. What you have instead is a little bit worse, in my personal opinion, because you have somebody who's being passive aggressive, and never been a fan of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and John got screwed because his tribe was not that smart. The other four members. So it's Sierra, Sam, Annika.
Who's the last one?
Another woman. I'm like I said,
Rachel.
I still don't.
Rachel.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Dude,
Rachel.
I don't know any of their
Glasses.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I cannot believe that Rachel voted to keep Andy.
Yeah.
Because she's the one with the glasses, and he was like attached to her, and I think she rightly was like, okay, clearly he wants me to be his number one. Great to have a number, great to have a blah blah blah, but like, don't be pulling me aside, man. Don't be waking me up in the morning
Oh,
for a
yeah.
private. Like, come on, dude. Like, realize where you are and what you're asking of me is not. It's like in the context of normal life, what you're asking from me is a reasonable favor. Right? It's a favor, but it's a reasonable. But in the context of this game, it's a massive favor. It's a massive thing you're asking from me to do this for you. And then you're not even asking, you're just pulling me aside to do it, even though I've told you I don't think we should do it.
Yeah. And sorry. Oh, man. Sorry, I had a brain fart. What you were saying, you're surprised she voted to keep him, and I think that is part of the fact that she and the other three are they consider themselves a solid group. Who really knows until they have to vote one of themselves out or whatever. But if the other three say, we're going to keep Andy because John said he was going to throw me under the bus, what he said to her, he was trying to pitch Annika's name out there. Then I could see her saying, like, all right, I don't have any reason. Me changing my vote isn't going to really affect anything, so I may as well just go with it. Why make waves? So that could be a case. Well, like I said, it's definitely way too early to make a decision on some people's games. Like, even Gabe made that mistake of trying to tell TK, like, oh yeah, hey, I found a key before I found the note. Wow, imagine my luck. And like, to TK's credit, he's like, yeah, I don't believe that at all. And he was it Sue was his lookout? Yeah, they're on the same tribe. So he had Sue do that. So there's he could recover and he could have a game, but yeah, like, that first move was really kind of silly and not good at all.
Yeah, and I mean, that's recoverable, right? Like you're saying, he could go to TK and be like, hey, I panicked in the moment. It's day one. I wasn't, feeling where we were with this. Like, I should have, this was a mistake. I should have done this. I'm sorry. Let's bring it in,
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sorry to treat you like an idiot.
Yeah, like, I panicked in the moment. It was the first day out here, second day out here. I treated you like an idiot. There was disrespect. Like, it's recoverable. I think so.
Yeah.
What's not recoverable? When you're looking for the idol and then like everybody walks up on you and you run away.
You just turn around and walk away. Oh my god. Somebody else did that before too. I don't remember who. I think it was Carson did that.
You could have easily played that up. Like, you're just at the fucking water bottlers. Yeah, I'm getting some water. Like, what? Why the fuck would you run away at that point?
Also, I gotta say, I like the production, like changing up the beware advantage and hiding things and all this and that. I hate that they hit it in the well, because he calls it out. It is disgusting that he dove in there and then people are drinking that water. Like, I know it's just a well. I get that.
They boil it anyway before they drink it.
It's still fucking disgusting. It's still disgusting to introduce all that into that well.
Well, if you noticed, he pulled out a huge fucking rock out of it. Like, it's in there anyway.
His fucking sweat isn't.
Yeah. I mean, look. Intellectually, yes, you are right. You're gonna boil it, and it's not gonna be dirty or whatever. Do you still want to drink someone's bathwater, even if it's been boiled?
Yeah, I mean, Brian, we'll go to a party. I'll buy you a gallon of water, and then I'll piss in it, and then I'll boil it and serve it to you. You happy to drink that or no? Right?
Burn all over again.
But what do you guys think about the box in a box in a box?
And how you can upgrade it? I like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I read a thing, and it incidentally gave me clarity, because I was wondering when it says it's good for the next tribal council. I was curious if that meant just the next day, essentially, or next.
I think it's good for one tribal council.
Your next one.
Yeah.
It's yours specifically. So the next 3 times Gabe goes to tribal council, he's got it. So that's good.
I would want to read the
Uh,
rule sheet on it because I'm curious. Like, what is the window for him to choose to upgrade it again? Right? Like,
well,
can he now that he stopped, like tomorrow morning, be like, actually, I think I do want the full idol, and then go get the box back and try to go for the next one? Like, does he have to, or does he have to decide as soon as he opens it, or like,
Wait,
can he do two
is he
tribals with it and then go for the big one?
wait, did he stop? I don't
I
remember him
don't.
stopping.
Yeah, he stopped. He stopped at 3 because I believe based on the like what it sounded like when he was talking and reading it, it sounds like the last line is "You must decide now." And so you
Hmm.
either like that first time he puts the necklace into the tiny little hole, and so that's him deciding right then and there. Yep, I'm gonna go for 3. Um, so by not doing it right then and there, I think that just means it's done now.
Okay, that
Like
makes sense.
it's 3 and yeah. No, I was kind of curious about that too, but then I was thinking about the way that he said it's like you must make your decision now. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Rome just has the key. He doesn't have the. Obviously he has the box, but he doesn't have the idol yet, or at least they didn't show it.
Yeah, we haven't seen him open the box, but
Okay,
he's also like doing it in the dead of night. You know, so he's doing it.
yeah.
It's weird. He's doing the box much more stealthily than Gabe. He's doing all the other part of it worse.
Was Gabe the one that knocked the box over and made that huge clatter, or was that
Oh no,
Rome?
Yeah,
that was Gabe. Gabe did.
That was that was so fucking funny.
Funny too because it's relatable. Like set
Yeah,
it down,
right.
you know, oh, it's probably fine. And then you start climbing down the thing, and it just fucking tumbles,
Yeah,
and you know it's dead fucking silent out there. There's nothing. It's a deserted island.
and the other really relatable bit of physical comedy, like I said in the recap, was Sam getting the log in the nuts. Like
Yeah,
he's not expecting that. The other people there aren't expecting it. Like whatever. Nobody knew what was going to happen. And just all of a sudden, it's like, I
yeah.
you
really
know what?
wish we had more.
You know why I don't like Gabe? I don't
Hmm.
like the way he was like when he's trying to decide if he wants to go for the next part of the. Oh my god, I slaved to get this. I'm like, dude, you walked to 2 places and immediately grabbed something. Calm down.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to play down the emotional labor of the stress of that moment. Like, I don't
I
know.
just
I don't know how hard it actually was physically, but I cannot imagine the oh shit, oh shit, oh shit feeling constantly while you're doing it.
yeah, I just really like his accent.
Yeah, the
I
Baltimore.
I love a big like a highly regional accent. You know what I mean? Like it like Carolyn with her thick Wisconsin accent. She was a real darling. So this is perfect because it's not an accent you hear all the time, and it's subtle enough that I guarantee you people who don't know that that is an accent who have not watched The Wire are going to be like, why does he keep saying you weird? What is wrong with that guy? Or they may not even notice it at all sometimes. But yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I
Uh,
didn't notice anything at all. I'm like, he sounds
it's in
just
the
like a
way.
Californian to me.
Oh yeah, no. You'll hear it. It's in the way that he says like so, and you got to go do that instead of you got to do it or whatever. If he starts calling people hun, oh, that's more of a thing that women do there. But yeah, oh, that's great. I love it. I love a good accent. Do we have anything to say about Labo, the Red Tribe?
Well, our competition, our podcast competition, is on that tribe.
Oh yeah, no. I our one-sided beef. I hope she gets oh, wow, could not speak. Maybe that's what I. It was so wrong what I was going to say that it wouldn't allow me to. Severely injured is what I was going to say, but no.
Oh no, don't
Uh,
wish that on somebody.
yeah, no, obviously not. I think it's okay. I'm glad there's now just one podcaster in the game. I realized they had completely different lanes. You know what I mean? Pod Save
Hmm.
America and Love It or Leave It are two completely different shows from Rob Has a Podcast. But still, in all, I'd really rather there only be one podcaster in this season.
I do have to say, I've never listened to Rob Has a Podcast, but I appreciate the storyline already of Aisha. Like, all right, you talked about Survivor for how many years? Let's see you do it now.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is.
I haven't listened to Rob Has a Podcast either. However, Rob was on a really weird podcast I listened to called Hello from the Magic Tavern, which is a podcast where essentially just a random guy goes to basically Narnia and has a podcast with a wizard and a badger. And I forget what Rob played when he was on it. It was probably like a troll or something, but he's good. He's for somebody who's not a professional comedian, he was good.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not on Survivor, though, so not really relevant to this season. But his co-host is on the show, and hey, she's good. Teeny seems interesting because she immediately recognized her and had the wherewithal to say, look, I'm not going to blow up your spot. Don't worry about it. But I'm going to use this as leverage where we're friends now, right? And also, I'm very friendly, so you want to be friends with me, right?
And you better be friends with me, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still on the fence about Teeny. She does seem endearing, but also I don't love the people who relentlessly lean into their own awkwardness as like their primary character thing, right? Like you are, like it feels like at a certain point you are choosing to be more awkward just because that is how you identify yourself. It's like the awkwardness no longer feels organic. It's just like you're choosing to make awkward choices so that you can be the awkward one, right?
Okay, it's way back in the day. It was like any interview with Beck, the musician Beck. Like there would be a pause when they asked a question, and you could audibly hear, not audibly, whatever, but you could hear the interior voice saying, what is the craziest answer I could give right now? And really just sitting down and thinking about it. And then he would say like a fish or something stupid like that. And be like, okay, but like really answer the question now.
Yeah. As opposed to what's the actress on Parks and Rec?
You have to be more specific. There's several.
The psychotic weird one.
Aubrey Plaza.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if that's character or genuine or not, but she manages to do it in a way that feels organic, like not just on the shows, but like interviews everywhere. The awkwardness that she has feels really organic, and Teeny's feels borderline.
Okay, I assume you watched interviews with them before and all that kind of stuff, but this was my first interaction with her, and to me, it seemed like she's not, I don't know, it seems like she's a person who knows who she is and is just kind of weird like that. Like, a bit like a Carolyn, although not nearly to the extent of Carolyn, but, in that vein of someone who's like, yes, I am weird, yes, I'm awkward, I'm just going to get out there and own it. But again, we didn't see nearly enough of Lavo to really make a judgment call.
Okay, yeah. I got a good allegory. So and this fits for Carolyn too, right? Like there's people who are vegetarian, and then there's people who are vegetarian and carry around a bullhorn announcing that they are vegetarian, right? And like Carolyn was really fucking weird, and she was happy with her weirdness and leaned into her weirdness, but she didn't walk on with a bullhorn yelling, "I'm the weird one here," right? She was just like, "Oh, you're weird too. Let's be weird together." Like she just was weird, and I feel like And again, I don't say for sure yet, but we'll see. We've only had one episode, right? Like, is Teeny the bullhorn weird person, or just organically weird? And right now, one is infuriating to be around.
My rubric for that has always been until Gen Z picked up this trend. So now it's gone, at least as far as that. But anyone older than Gen Z, it's the look at my socks guy. Like if you've got a nice little pattern or white socks or no-show socks or something, then all right, you're whatever, you're just a regular old person. And then if you got crazy like socks with pineapples on them and you walk around and you don't draw attention to it at all, then that means you are comfortable in your weirdness, and that's great. But there's also a sort of person who will go out there and wear those same pineapple socks and just be like, check out my socks. Have you seen my
Yeah,
socks? That's there.
exactly.
Yes, we've all. Brian, would you like to come up with an allegory? Just because we have all come up with allegories so far.
Well, I don't have an allegory, but I have. Well, first of all, speaking of Aubrey Plaza, the first 2 episodes of
Oh
Agatha
yeah,
All Along were great. You should
yeah,
watch it anyway. But yeah, no, Teeny's definitely the bullhorn weird. Like the first thing she did when she came out, she was like, "Look at my weird clothes, everybody! Aren't I weird? Look at my clothes." I'm doing the thing where I'm pushing my pointer fingers in the air. You can't see what I'm doing. But yeah, and then later again, and she was like, "Oh, how weird are my clothes, you guys?" When she's talking to her driver, "Aren't I weird? Look at my weirdness."
I
Yeah.
actually I didn't really notice that, but only because her pants look totally normal to me.
Yeah, exactly. She was wearing totally normal outfits, but she kept trying to tell everyone she has weird clothes.
Also, like
Yeah,
that could be nervousness, right? You're with a bunch of strangers in the moment of a lifetime, and Jeff calls your name, and you're a little bit deer in the headlights. You know, like I'm willing to give weirdness and you know over the
But
top personality things on the first episode. I'll give that a pass. I'm just
okay, but
how
if it was just that, then why did she bring it up again when she was just talking to her tribe?
because it's still awkward. The whole like first day or two is going to be weird and awkward, and that's fine. But like let's see what happens like day 6. Are you still doing this?
yeah.
Talking about your pants? Like we're over it now.
Also, how did do you guys remember how Jeff called on her? Because I remember someone he just like guy on the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
still want to know why he does that. Like he knows goddamn well what their
other
names
name.
are.
Well, I don't know. I feel like that part I think is sometimes because in that on that initial beach he's got to give his thesis for the we're never going to hear about community ever again. But he was talking about community and we all want to meet each other and learn about each other and blah blah blah. And so by not saying their names, like I don't remember who it was that he was calling, but by saying guy in the corner, he gives them an opportunity to explain who they are themselves. And I
Also,
kind
also,
of get it.
nobody else there knows who that person. So if he says, "Hey Andy, tell everybody about yourself," everybody's just gonna be looking around. But if he says "guy on the
Yeah,
corner" and points, they go, "Oh yeah, the guy on the corner. I see him right there." Like
yeah.
it
He's
draws
still
their
gonna
attention together.
point and say Andy and point at Andy, and Andy will start talking, and
Yeah,
then
but
everyone will know who Andy is.
he's 20
There's
feet
no point
away,
in
man.
saying
He's
you
20.
person right there.
They're just gonna. I get what you mean, but like I also know why he's the guy on the corner. Everybody look at the guy on the corner. That's the one we're talking to now. We all look there. Like it's
Yeah,
fine.
but it makes for better TV to be like guy in the corner instead, because we as the audience don't know who these people are either. So this is their opportunity to introduce themselves to us. But like I said, nobody remembers how he addressed Teeny.
No,
Because what if he said like person in weird pants?
No, he definitely didn't do that.
Okay.
he
Nah,
tries
I
very
just
hard these days to be more
I don't think
considerate.
he actually addressed her directly. I think she was just the one who answered.
might have been. I know with Tuku, he said he picked someone. It was like guy in the center or something like that. You know what I mean? Like he picked
Yeah, it was
someone.
Gabe.
Yeah, yeah. So he picked him, and then with Lavo. Nope, sorry, Lavo is Teeny's team. With I'm trying to use the right names. Whatever. With Gata, he said guy in corner. So I would presume he picked her, but like I said, I watched this 2 days ago, so I'm not quite remembering it, and so that's all right.
So how do we feel about the role of old people in the game? I feel like we've got two very different takes. Like John was the quote unquote old person on his tribe at 41, and he was like, "This is awkward." But then Sue at 59, like Gabe was like, "I'm looking to get an old one on my alliance," right? And then
Yeah,
Sue also likes Chelsea, and Chelsea likes Sue. Like Sue is just like playing up the social game, like she's natural at it over on Tuku.
well, yeah,
And
that's
she's 18
a
years older than John, but John's like, I don't know, man. The TikToks and the Vines.
well, yeah, well, no, but he was explaining to them that yes, I do know what Vine is. You know what I mean? Like that's
But
the thing.
but that
He,
says something. They're like, you're so old. Do you even know what Vine is?
Yeah, that's the deal. That's why I said that if John had been the one getting smashed in the nuts, it would have been very on point because if he was on Tuku, I feel like he would be doing just as well as Sue is with friends. And if Sue was on, I think Sue could have survived in a way that Andy couldn't have. Or you know what I mean? I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she's got that strength and whatever. But I don't think that if Tuku had gone to tribal council and John had been on there, I don't think they would be like, well, we got to get rid of the old guy.
And
I think he would have been just fine. And also, I don't think that tribe would have been like, we're going to keep talking about TikTok to one another and then look at you and go like, oh, do you know what TikTok is, Grandpa? Like, yeah.
Well, and there's the like, John is at that tipping point where he does know these things and he does interact in these things, right?
Yeah.
So it's, do you this, do you not? Like, the conversation naturally places him outside, right? Whereas Sue isn't part of that conversation. They're all just assuming Sue doesn't have a TikTok. And like, if she brings it up, holy shit, Sue, awesome. It's another cool thing I've learned about you. But there's not a conversation that puts Sue on the outside about it, right? Like, she's just an assumed state in that conversation.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, I think it's interesting, and it may not have been said in a confessional, or at least it wasn't part of the episode, but like, a lot of players in the new era who have made it far because they attach themselves to the mom character of the show, or the dad character, right? So it might be like, Gabe comes out here saying, I want an old, like, it might just be like, and he's right. Like, the old people are in this game tend to be calmer, not as reactive, at least since the new era. And like, and attaching attaching yourself to that archetype, like, it's not a bad move to just get in there early. And like, if you're the old person, you're worried about, oh shit, I'm the old person. You're going to take Gabe's lifeline, sight unseen. Like, oh yeah, sure, great. Yeah, as long as you're not fucking insane, let's go. So it might have been a really deliberate strategy in that way.
Yeah. But also, it's not. Well, okay, it should be an expected strategy at this point, like you said, because there's data and whatever to back it up. But it's not an expected strategy. That I think he is 26, so that he's going to team up with someone literally twice his age right up off the bat. So yeah. But hey, it works. All right, has anyone got anything before we move on to fantasy, or should I just give my Delaware fun fact for the week?
I do want to say. Go, Brian.
All right. I've got a couple things real quick. First of all, I think they could have separated the tribes a little better because all of the good-looking women are on Gata. But apart from that, the part of this episode I hated the most was when he told them their tribe names, and they're all like screaming and cheering, like "Fuck yeah, Labo!" Woo! I'm some fucking random word in a language I don't understand. Like, what the hell are you so excited about?
It's not even in the language they understand. It's made-up words.
Honestly, like, okay, wait, I gotta push back on that, because what they're excited about is now they are in the game and they have a tribe name. They're not just...
That's not what they're excited about. They were already fucking standing there all wearing their different colors. They knew goddamn well who their tribe was, that they were on different tribes.
No,
it's not like...
What they knew is, we're yellow. Now you're not just yellow. You're not the same yellow tribe that's been in 30 of the 47 seasons so far.
They are, though. Just because they randomly assign a word to each color doesn't change anything.
All right, think of it this way, Brian. Think of it this way. This tribe number, color, whatever, blah, 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 is going to be part of these people's identity for the rest of their lives. So you might as well be excited about it.
For 26 days, and for some of them, 3.
No, they're going to go home, right? And they're going to go back to their job at the car dealership or whatever. And everybody's going to call them, oh, there goes Survivor Gabe, huh? Like, it's going to be something people say about you for the rest of your fucking life. They're not going to give the slightest
fuck what tribe they were on.
No, but what I'm saying, like, going on the Survivor experience is something these people are going to have to carry with them for the rest of their lives. So they might as well fucking be excited about it.
Yeah.
Okay. They're already there. They already started playing the game.
Yeah, they're there. They're excited.
What random word they assign to you should not make you more excited.
They're there and excited and happy, Brian. Let them be happy. Let
Right,
other
wait.
people experience
It's
joy.
fucking stupid. This is exactly the same kind of thing as when, when they fucking vote somebody out that they know nothing about, and they go, oh my god. Well, you don't know anything. Like,
It's
Yeah,
go- it's
but-
going to happen next episode.
I know.
yes, they're gonna be stoked.
See, that
It's
one
okay.
actually makes sense, because they're going to be like, how did they not vote out that nut bar that told everyone everything just now?
Yeah, that's why they'll be surprised.
See, that one, they'll actually have an excuse next time. But
Oh.
normally, they don't know anything about what's going on, and they're like, oh.
I had a timing question. Was this recording while the previous season with Banu was airing, or did that air and then they started recording? Like, have these people seen Banu
Yes.
spill the beans and everything? Okay, so they have seen it. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. All right, Brian, Andy, what were you gonna say? You had a thing you were gonna say?
I was going to say, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to keep Andy. I know we started off with a conversation with Andy and John.
Okay, well, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? Like, it's not like, the Holocaust, but of the plays in the game that you can make, I think that is the least optimal. I'll put it to you that way. Like, you got to get rid of someone. The best move is to win and not have to get rid of anyone.
I mean,
but
okay,
like you said, puzzle rules, like that is their strength, and they should flex it. Getting rid of someone who is pretty decent at the puzzle for somebody who just couldn't get it done at all, that seems like a bad idea to me.
And if I recall the opening puzzle, the one who were acing it were Sierra and Rachel, and it was the women. So like, it doesn't matter which one you choose here, challenge wise for puzzle. I think if I'm on the beach, right, John is clearly charismatic and well spoken. He didn't say speechwriter, but he's a podcaster. He talks all day, every fucking day, basically for a living. And Andy is a fucking doofus so far, right? And there's something to be said for the known quantity, right? Like if I'm Sam and John comes up to me saying, "Oh, I want to get Annika," like I all of a sudden there's a lot of questions about John, right? Like I know where Andy is. Andy is begging for his fucking life, and he's gonna be in my back pocket or our back pocket, whatever, right? He's a known quantity at this point, and we can always get him out later. Like nobody is going to be against an Andy vote in a moment of controversy.
Good point.
Right? He's going to be an easy scapegoat from now to the merge.
I'll also add that, like I said, I mean, John Lovett is a famous, so he was never going to win anyway. Like, there's no way. Like, let's say he somehow gets to number 2, right? He's one of the final 3. There's no way anyone's going to say, yeah, you, who has this multi-million-dollar podcast where people buy merchandise with your name on and face on it and whatever, let's give you $1 million over this waitress. You know what I mean? It's like he's not going to win. So in the end of the day, It is fine. Also, my own personal opinion, he's a little bit of a smug asshole, so I've never been that much of a fan. But I do feel like his tribe did him dirty.
I've only listened to one episode of that show a long ass time ago, and it was suggested on the feed. But from my perspective too, like, you were a speechwriter in the Obama White House. Like I know you're 41, but you've had a good life. You don't need this. You can go home and be perfectly satisfied. And his exit interview basically rang that true too. Like, this is fine. No problem. Yeah. Like he's not broken up about it at all.
Yeah, it's like I always joke. People are like, what's it? It's okay. Oh fuck. I forget the context. Never mind. I was saying, oh yeah. Sorry. I was gonna say it's like people are always like, man, I want more stuff, whatever. It's like, never mind. I lost my train of thought. Don't worry about it. I have a standing thing, but I forget what it was. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna edit this part out. Sorry. What was that, Brian?
But is he really that famous? I mean, clearly nobody there knew who he was. I have no idea who he is. It doesn't matter if he's famous in some circles. If they don't know who the fuck he is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, they
like
might
when
not,
Jonathan Pinner was on there. Dude has a fucking Oscar, but no one knew who he was. I knew who he was, but they didn't, apparently.
People knew who Mike White was.
I still don't. Who the fuck is that?
I will say, Pod Save America averages apparently 1.5 million listeners an episode.
Yeah, and he has a second podcast. Love It or Leave It.
So that's 1/300th of the population.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is I'm sure he makes a fine living doing the podcast, And there's a
Yeah.
decent chance nobody there has ever heard of him.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're
It
all.
doesn't.
Everybody
it doesn't
here
matter
is
if I
right,
don't know
Brian.
who he is.
Everybody here is right.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of being right, I'm just going to give you my little Delaware fun fact for the week. That it is named for Thomas West, the Baron de la Warre. There you go, de la Warre. Yeah. All right, go on. Fantasy.
Let's do fantasy. We had a bunch of bets that we made. Nick has no idea what any of them are, but he won one.
Yeah. Hey, cool. I'm going to look at these for the first time. All right, let's go.
We had our double elimination episode 1 bet. I said yes. Nick, you apparently said no. And Brian also said no, so you guys are going to get 3 points for that one. There was the how long till an exciting new twist bet. I said episode 1. I was wrong. Unless you count the nesting doll idols, but I'm not counting that. That's just Beware Advantage stuff.
I think I am counting that because they haven't done it like that before, and I liked it. So I
would count it. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take it.
Like the other thing is we've got to be a little bit more lenient now about what is a big new game element, because it's not like the Time Turner thing or whatever it was anymore, but it is new stuff.
Yeah. All right, I'll take it. And I do have the how long till an idol. I think we have that as an episode number, not a Deadpool. But are we counting this as still live? Right. So they've clearly used the Beware Advantage to find an idol, right? But do these count as idols, or is this an advantage when it's just for one tribal council or 3 tribal?
I mean, it's an idol if it's just one. Yeah.
Does it count then for the Christian hat trick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although at this point, only Gabe has it, because as far as we've seen, Rome does not. But I mean, I'm sure he'll get it in the next episode.
Yeah, I think you're right. I put it next to Rome because it's going to happen probably, so it's already there on the notes. But speaking of all of our bets and our Christian hat trick, if you don't know what that is, you can go to Outwit. No, don't go to that. Do not go to outwitoutplayoutcast.com anymore. That is now a Chinese merchant website because somebody stole our domain when it lapsed. You got to go to Oooshow.com.
Oh yeah, that's so funny.
As is our new URL. The old one was taken by the Chinese. So go to Oooshow.com.
All right.
On the left, you hit the button that says fantasy, and it will bring up all of our bets, our scoring, our record for the past few seasons, all that kind of good stuff.
Ooh, I'm looking at my team now.
So while you do that, we're going to do scoring.
All right,
because you gave me those 3 points, Nick, you are in last.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
You have Genevieve and Kishan. They both only got you 1 point because they survived tribal immunity. Rachel got you 4 points because her tribe won the quote-unquote marooning challenge, and she survived pre-merge tribal council. You get extra points when your player goes to tribal council but doesn't get voted out because it's kind of like playing with fire, and in this game, fire represents your life. You also got 3 points from your double elimination bet, so that is 9 points for you. Brian, you're in second place. You got 5 from Annika, because she also survived a vote against her. You got 1 each from Tiana and Teeny because they both won that challenge, and 3 from the double elimination bet. So that is 10 for you. And I am suddenly in first place. I wasn't last, but with those 3 extra points, I moved up to first. I got 3 from the exciting twist bet, 3 from TK because he won an individual challenge. I'm going to count it that way. And gets 1 point from the tribal immunity challenge win. Sierra gets 4 points again because Gata went to the marooning and survived tribal council. And Kyle gets me 1 point because Tuku, is that the name of the blue tribe? Yes, Tuku survived. Tuku won the immunity challenge. So it's 11 points for me. So it's 11 for me, 10 for Brian, 9 for Nick. And we've had questions for the last few episodes about points, so I'm going to clarify it right now. I'm going to try and standardize how we do this. If you go on a journey or whatever, and there is a clear person who wins that journey, I'm going to count that as a challenge, and your player will win that challenge. We've also done reward challenges before, like, okay, you win, but then this person went along, like, do you get rewards? So what I'm going to do now is you get 2 points if you win a reward individually, and then you get 1 point if you get brought along on a reward. Does that sound clear? Good?
Works for me.
All right, beautiful.
I'm going to drop Genevieve.
All right. Who are you grabbing?
I'm
to be clear,
between...
you are dropping the only Canadian in the season.
Yeah, but she's from Winnipeg. That doesn't really count. I'm torn between Gabe and Sue. I feel like the smarter long-term play is probably Sue, but I'm going to take Gabe just because I know he has an idol.
Yeah, it's points in hands, and he has 1/3 of the Christian hat trick. So there you go.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if this winds up biting me in the ass or something, I'm not going to be surprised. But also, if it works out, I will also not. You know what I mean? Like if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's
And
my
it balances your team. Now you have one from every tribe.
Which one's
Yeah.
Genevieve?
The Canadian.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
The blonde one on the red tribe.
Yeah, not helping. Why'd you take away the pictures? It's the first episode. I don't know what any of their names are.
Wait, Genevieve's not
Man.
blonde. Every single person on the red tribe has brown or black hair.
See? You don't know what you're talking about either. So you should have looked at the pictures.
All right. I'll go find the picture.
You know what? I forgot to talk about the one who was up against TK in that thing.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Aisha. I think it's
It's
Aisha.
either
That's how
Aisha or
they kept saying it.
Aisha.
They kept saying Aisha, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I remember.
That was so dumb. She's like, "Where's the path? Who gives a fuck where the path is? Walk towards the beach."
Yeah,
Like, what?
that's how TK won. He was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna stomp through these goddamn
Like
woods."
he found 2 keys and got to the ocean before she found the damn path again.
Well, as to that, what I will say is, if you don't know what direction the ocean is, you like if you don't. Okay,
It was right behind her. You could see it through the trees. I don't know why she insisted on walking the path.
because maybe it wasn't actually. It's fine. Okay. Has anyone else got anything they want to add or drop?
Brian?
No.
There's a Kyle.
Yeah, I got Kyle. I'm keeping Kyle.
I was like, I don't know who Kyle is. Same thing. Like I know who Saul is, but that's just because I specifically remember. Oh, Kyle is the really lanky one. Got it.
Yeah, he's got a daughter who he talks about a lot, but in all of the interviews and videos, he's only ever called her Moose. I don't know what her real name is, but so far as I know, his daughter is named Moose.
That's not a bad name. Like I know I've heard people who name their kid Scout, and I'm like, that seems weird, but all right, if you're happy, Moose is a perfectly normal name.
And he's from Cheboygan, makes sense from there.
Sure, we'll pretend that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll see everyone next week. We'll be a little bit shorter, but it's been good hanging out with everyone, and I can't wait to see you all later. Bye-bye. Kyle Wald. Sheboygan, Michigan. Oh, Michigan. I thought it was... Sheboygan was in Illinois. It was Illinois. Carolyn, she's Illinoisian.
Yeah, there's several of these people. I'm like, they were on this episode?
Yeah, well, like I said, we didn't get anywhere near... Like, we got, 5 minutes of Lavo. And most of that was Rome being a little bit weird. And then we got a lot of Gabe, a bit of Stu. Yeah, so we didn't get that much. And then a lot of it was the John Lovett comedy power hour. But, yeah. All right.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to see if you can hear the intro.
Send it to me. I'm tired.
Check it out, Andy. The youngest one's 24. No, but 18-year-old for you to bitch about.
Oh, there you go. All right, yeah, you'll hear it later. It's fine.
Okay.
It's very coach heavy.
Bye. I'm very tired.
Bye. Did you hear it, Brian? Did you hear my glorious intro?
No. When I listened to it, I was there.
You don't have to listen to the whole thing, just the intro. I'm proud of it. I worked on something. I put effort into a thing, Brian. Be proud of me.
Yeah.
Right. Tell me if you hear it, okay?
Okay.
Let's see, go live. I'll start it. Did you hear that?
Nope.
Why not? Have intro. Smoother video. Go live. Share audio. Share audio is checked.
Bum, bum, da-da-dum, dum, da-da-da-dum, bum, bum.
Did you hear the music at all? Brian. Damn it. Alright, well, I just hung up on him.